This is all the water I have. I forgot to bring a big jug of water to survive the night.
It's minus 20 degrees out here. Wind howling, everything freezing instantly.
My toes are cold, my nose is cold, my hands are definitely cold.
I'm out in the Alaskan wilderness, solo, hot tent camping. This was one of the toughest and most rewarding nights I've ever spent out here. By the end, you'll see exactly how I pulled it off and the lessons that'll make your next winter trip way better.
It's cold, it's winter in Alaska, it's sub-zero, about minus 20 today. And we're gonna spend the night out here and I'm gonna show you how cold it gets. And I only have about 2 hours to get set up and get this tent warm before I might freeze out here. So let's get to work. This is Living My Alaska, Winter Camping Edition. This is the Arctic Oven tent. It's a massive beast of a tent, but it'll keep me very warm. Arctic Oven with vestibule. I can only use my hands just a little while outside of these gloves before I get frostbite. Ow, it hurts. It's all right, I gotta get these gloves back on, but I wanted to show you something. This is frostbite right there. On a previous video, in a previous episode, I was out ice fishing in -20 and I took my gloves off for just about 2 minutes, and that's what happened. I also have some frostbite on my head right there and along this ear right there. I've lived in Alaska over a decade. I've never had frostbite. It's kind of a badge of honor, but it's painful. It hurts. Before I do anything else, this tent has to come up, and I've got to do it before the sun goes down. And you can see right there that sun is starting to set, and it's minus 20 right now, and when that sun sets, it's gonna get bad out here. Oh, okay. So this tent is an awesome design. But one of my complaints is there's nothing they can do about this, but this metal in sub-zero Alaska is super cold and quite unpleasant to grab with your hands. And these poles can get stuck together if the ice seals them up. And that makes it difficult to take it apart and get it back together. Okay, I need to rush on this because I can't stay too long without gloves on. Wow, that iron is cold on my hands. This is usually the hardest one because everything is stiff and frozen. Excellent. Okay, as you can see, I'm out of breath every time I take a breath. My breaths are shallow because every time I take a breath, that super cold air freezes everything in my nose. I feel my nose running. Do I have snot in my nose? If you guys see boogers hanging out, you let me know, okay? Because let's do a booger check. Snow booger, Alaskan booger check. Not easy to do by yourself. Okay, that's good. That sun is starting to set right over there, and our main shelter is up. Now we have to get in there and set up the wood stove. It's time to open up this tent and get our home set up. Next step is to set up the cot. If you're wondering why I'm not setting up the wood stove first, it's because all of this activity would make it hot in here. Just me moving around in here is making heat, and if I turn on this wood stove, I'll start sweating in here. I don't want to do that yet because I have to go out and cut firewood. So I'm going to set up the wood stove last, and then I'll go out and get my firewood and then get ready to settle in here for a long night. Beautiful, like a trampoline. Oh boy. Oh. I know this might sound crazy, but out here you need to drink a lot of water. This is central Alaska, and some people joke that this is a frozen desert out here. This is all the water I have. I forgot to bring a big jug of water to survive the night, so I'll show you how I'll solve this problem. I have a really brilliant little water filter and boiling pot that I can't wait to show you later in this video. Okay, so this is an interesting sleeping pad, and it has a bit of a story behind it. When I first started my YouTube channel over a year ago, someone reached out to me and said, hey, listen, I'd love for you to try my new sleeping pads. And I think the person was from Switzerland. Okay, let's set up this wood stove. This is an amazing design because this is the smokestack. It's basically a sheet of very thin, I think, stainless steel. This is a baffle. And then the amazing foldable modular titanium wood stove. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm folding this up like a cardboard box, and it's super thin titanium. Set it up right here. This goes outside. It's a spark arrestor. This kind of keeps sparks from flying up. And then this is what is quite difficult. We have to turn this into a smokestack. These little rings are meant to slide off. Everything you do in life is a trade-off. In this case, instead of having to lug a whole bunch of stovepipe pieces around, you get this, and you trade portability for convenience. I'm starting to think I might just carry some pieces of stovepipe instead of fighting with this, risking cutting my hands and just the hassle of setting this thing up. This somehow is supposed to turn into a stovepipe. Just the noise alone is enough to make me not want to do this again. That is one ugly looking stovepipe. And into this. I think that's what she's supposed to look like. That is a train wreck. I find it to be borderline dangerous to use. But for this evening, it'll get the job done. You ready to chop some wood, get warm in here? I certainly am. I need to get on some snow and wash my hands out in the snow. My toes are cold, my nose is cold, my hands are definitely cold, and I'm ready for some warmth. Okay, I'll be back with you very soon. We got about 45 minutes before the sun goes down. Let's go find some firewood. Come with me. I haven't started this chainsaw in about 3 months, and it's negative 20 right now. Let's see if it starts. The tree has been down for almost, I guess, maybe less than a week, so there's plenty of good firewood on this tree. It's been standing dead for quite a while. It's beetle kill. That means it's been standing dry, and so it's ready to burn right now, which makes great fuel. This is dead spruce. I'm gonna cut this entire tree up and take it with me. Let's load this up right now. This little wood stove doesn't require much heat at all to cook you out of there. And one of the big mistakes I see people make is putting way too much wood in there, and then you develop a problem. Okay, come inside, let's get this stove started. I have about 20 minutes until sundown, and I've got to get this fire started. It's minus 20 degrees right now inside this tent, and it's gonna get a lot colder out there tonight. All I have is a flint, a little bit of fat wood, and a little bit of spruce that we just chopped up. So I'll show you how it's done. This is called fat wood or fat pine. It's little pieces of the base of a dead tree, and all the sap goes into this, and it's very flammable and extremely dry. So what I have here is just a little backpack with some emergencies. This beautiful Randall knife that my wife got me for Christmas. This is a Randall Model 23. It's a good general all-around knife for the backcountry, especially in Alaska. Very well made. This is a fire starting kit with a mag bar. Let's see how we do. Oh yeah. Okay, she's making a lot of sparks already, and you can see the hot flames coming off of it. That's fantastic. That's what we want. Oh, that's what we want to see. Can you guys see that? There's a little flame in there. Yay, that's what we want. It's such simple things that give you such excitement in Alaska. Look at that. That is smoke coming out of my chimney, out of the wood stove in the Arctic oven tent. Yep, that looks really good. Our first piece of spruce. Don't get carried away with how much wood you put in this thing. You think it's a big wood stove. It doesn't operate like that. I can feel significant amount of heat already coming out of this thing. I've lost the one bottle of water that I had in here, and I'm out of water. So there's a solution to that, and there's this. And it is both a water filter and a titanium cooking pot and a drinking cup all in one. So I scooped up a whole bunch of snow, but I wanted you to see how dirty the snow is. That's why you never eat snow. Snow's usually pretty disgusting. And that's why we're gonna boil it. So I'll now put this on the stove. Okay, I'm thirsty. I'm ready for some water. I hope this hurries up. That looks pretty good. We'll put one more on top. I just burnt my finger on it. But that is a beautiful sight right there. So, one of my favorite meals or snacks in the backcountry is Vienna sausages, or as my wife calls them, Vienna sausages. Oh yeah, it's starting to melt quite nicely. And the Vienna sausages are warming. So for a second course tonight, I have something else for you. And that is, I have some caribou moose bratwurst in this little bag right here. That's gonna be great. So when we started, we were at the very top of this, and we can see we're almost halfway down now. I think our Vienna sausages are ready. Oh, you can see the steam coming off of them. You know they're warm. As my old Cajun grandmother used to say, ton ma chère, ça c'est bon, ouais. Simple pleasures. And this is how we will fry that delicious moose, caribou, and pork sausage. It looks like that. I've already sliced it. Okay, this is ready. A full cup of snow at the top of this thing gives me this much water you can see in the cup. So now let's filter it with the gray all water filter. The filter is in the bottom, and it's kind of like a coffee press. You can feel the pressure pushback from the water, and it's going to take a little while, but it's filtering the water as it goes through. Now, this should be safe to drink, potable water. So I can drink it straight out of here, or I can pour it back in my water bottle and process another cup of snow. That sausage is starting to fry. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's smelling really good right now. All right, let's find out how this is. Oh, that's delicious. For a carnivore and someone on the carnivore diet like myself and my wife, this kind of meat is an absolute dream. I wish we had smell-o-vision. If you want to see how we made this, check out the moose hunt video. And after we process the moose, I show you how I ran it through the grinder and made and smoked this sausage myself. I'll put a card right here. Check it out. I'm very ready to get in this sleeping bag in just a few minutes here and lay by this wood stove and ponder my existence, or ponder the, lint in my belly button or whatever. Maybe I'll say a few prayers. Thank God for this life. I thank God for my beautiful wife. What an amazing woman. Her taste in men is debatable, but she's an incredible woman. And God knew what he was doing when he put us together, and what a blessing our marriage has been. Tonight's sleeping bag is a -40 bag made by Mountain Hardwear. It's a Mountain Hardwear Phantom -40 Fahrenheit sleeping bag. It's the type of sleeping bag they use to climb Mount McKinley, also known as Denali here in Alaska. It's all goose down, and it's covered in a Gore-Tex shell to resist moisture, and it's extremely comfortable. I used it for the first time last week ice fishing at -30, and I stayed very warm. And for a boy that grew up on the swamp of South Louisiana, I still get cold real easy, and this bag is definitely a necessity. Get into this bag like this, cover it up. Oh, that's fantastic. Man, I've been working for this all day long. Okay, this is heaven. I'll see you in the morning. Oh. Oh, good morning to you all from Alaska. I don't really want to get up right now because I'm nice and warm, but it's time to take apart this tent and get my butt out of here. We've had a fantastic night. Oh. It's -22 degrees this morning, and it's a bit cold in here. My hands are freezing because it's so cold, so I have limited use of my hands this morning while we do this. Every time I do this, I learn lessons, and one of the lessons I've learned from this trip is I'm buying myself some real stovepipe. This is not getting it done. I don't like this thin sheet of material that I have to fight with in the cold. All right. Wow, I'm really pushing it without these gloves on. It hurts. one last check to make sure everything's out of here before I collapse that tent. I'm supposed to be on the carnivore diet. My wife's gonna get real upset if she sees a Jelly Belly wrapper in the tent. So we gotta burn this, and let's not put this in the video. Here's a little pro tip from the backcountry. Never store your tent wet and solid covered with ice like this. That's a bad deal, because if it's covered in ice like this, as soon as the temperatures warm up, you're going to start growing mold in this tent. So when I get home, I will have to lay it out somewhere warm, let it defrost, and then fold it and pack it and put it away. And I'm ready to get home because I'm hungry and tired and a bit cold, and that's okay.
What a trip. Turning snow into survival paid off. If you're thinking winter hot tenting, start small. Plan water twice and embrace the challenge. If you love adventures in wild places, then this next video is for you. Join me right there, right now.